the colors, the Cerulean, the Raw Sienna, and the Quinacridone Gold. And those were the first three yellows that I met of Daniel Smith line. And also, what an accomplishment, 50 years. I'm 50 years old, so that really puts it into perspective that
Oh,
Daniel
wow.
Smith has been around for a lifetime. That's just amazing, guys. So congratulations. Uh, for this, you'll just need a seashell, and I'm going to start with the gold. And you just put a little bit on the seashell, you put it upside down, and you make a couple stamps,
My
and
God.
then and then you
That's
can
great
take
ideas you all have.
an angle shader brush and you just kiss into it and you can pull some flower petals. And mine are a little wonky because these are crazy wildflowers, right? And then you can go in and give it a stem. And if you do enough of these, you'll build a nice field of flowers.
And what color did you use for the stem?
Undersea green.
Uh-huh.
Now I'll go ahead and I'll take some raw sienna. And raw sienna is a dull, lightful color. It has a little bit of a matte finish, so it just behaves a little bit different than other, even different than the ochre, in my opinion. It is an amazing color to splatter into wet washes. And being that it has a slightly different texture than other, if you want to have a little bit of variation in your paintings, you could use something like a quin and an ochre or a raw sienna and have something, little variation in textures. And then the Aurelian is such a nice mixing color. So if you're looking for a cooler yellow that you want to use for mixing colors, it's a good friend of many, many people who like to mix colors. So it's a very sweet color.
How did you
Nice.
come up with the shell thing?
Um, I've always liked to incorporate mark making. I've liked to stamp things. Maybe it was trying to find shortcuts, but I think it's because sometimes I'm a little bit too intentional when I use just brush strokes, and I like to have a little bit of random in my paintings. So when you do mark making, and if you look around the house, around the yard, you'll find all kinds of things you can use. Okay, so you can move your shells right side up or upside down and you can continue to build flowers. Like maybe I want a flower that's kind of flopping down. Do that. Go in with some more color. Another nice thing is that you have this nice mixture of warm and cool yellows. So you can do warm and cool greens with it. So like the Cascade green is a nice cool to match the undersea. And then if you want to give it a little more randomness, you can just give a little spray of water and let some things kind of blend. You can imagine how pretty this would be for a card, a get well card, or
Fantastic.
a little remembrance.